Hello everyone and welcome back to a different little video I have here on the channel. I don't usually make videos like this, but I figured since today was just completely unexpected from my end, I had no idea this Disney Investor Day was going on. I heard there was going to be some sort of Disney announcement today, but since it was called the Disney Investor Day, I was like, okay, they're just going to talk to the investors, say like maybe their plan for Disney Plus. I thought maybe it was going to be like an HBO Max type announcement that, oh, our entire film slate next year is going to be all on Disney Plus because the world is on fire and like that type of thing. That's exactly not what happened. There was some information about that stuff on what's going to be on Disney Plus, what's going to be premiere access, what's going to actually go to theaters. There's some of that, and there's a lot of, investor stuff because this was mainly for investors, but there's a huge section in the middle where they're just talking about their creative content, and I have to talk about this because, I started this live stream, I was playing the PS4 Spider-Man game, and, I was just, playing, do my playthrough, I was fighting some guys, and then I hear them say that they're going to be 10 Star Wars series, 10 Marvel series, 15 Disney Pixar, Disney animated, and Disney live action films, and 15 Disney Pixar animation and live action series, all going on Disney Plus or in theaters or premiere access, all of that. And that was just, I died because of that. As soon as I heard the 10 Star Wars series, I just died. Like I couldn't focus. I couldn't fight the people in the game, and I was just destroyed because I was caught so off guard by that, and I think everybody was on Twitter. Twitter started freaking out, so this video is basically going to be me talking about some things that they talked about in this thing. They announced so many different projects across all the different aspects of Disney Plus and Disney in general, FX, like Alien. I won't really be talking about the Alien or FX and Hulu stuff, but I do want to talk about they're making an Alien series with the Fargo and Legion creative head Noah Hawley. That is just awesome. I've been waiting for Alien to come back ever since Disney bought Fox, and I didn't know what they were going to do in a series, especially one that takes place on Earth. Like, my god. So this video is basically going to be me gushing about this. I don't know how long this is going to be, but I will put timestamps for everything that I'm going to be talking about in this video. First up, I'm going to be talking about, I believe I should be talking about Star Wars first. I'll get through Star Wars first because that's what they start off with in their presentation. We're going to go through everything and anything Star Wars, and then we're going to go into Disney/Pixar, both live action and animated, and then we're going to go into Marvel to cap things off. So 3 different sections for this video. Go to the whatever time links you guys want, any specific things you want to hear my thoughts on. That's basically what it's going to be, just my opinions and excitement about all these different projects. So let's just jump right into this because there is a lot. Alright, I do want to briefly plug my Mandalorian review series that I've been doing because there's a new episode tonight and I'm filming this just before I watch that episode, and I believe that video actually should already be out as of this morning, so go watch that video. But I do want to talk about that 3-minute like sizzle recap that they did of the season because my god, that was a damn good cut trailer. But they transitioned exactly from that to talk about the new Ahsoka, and I think it's called the Rangers of the New Republic series that they're going to be doing on Disney Plus. That is all going to come to head in a series crossover event, something akin more to the Defenders, what they did with the Defenders on Netflix with Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. So that is extremely excited for me. One, because I called it 2 episodes ago when the Ahsoka episode of Mandalorian happened that they're going to announce within the next week, or I said before the next episode they're going to announce the Ahsoka series, and I wasn't quite right. It was a couple weeks later, but we did get the announcement for the Ahsoka series, and I believe they said it's going to be a limited series, possibly only 1 season. Hopefully they do more because Rosario Dawson, as I said in that video, deserves to have a series of her own where she can be the star of instead of second kin to Daredevil or Luke Cage or Jessica Jones because she was in all those shows. So I really hope that they really dive into that character and give her more than just 1 season because that's exciting for me. And this New Republic show, I believe some people are saying it could be the Cara Dune show, and if it is, I'm still crossing my fingers that they recast her because reasons. You guys can talk about that in the comment section. Please don't, but that's a whole other thing. I hope they recast her, but I believe that she could be popping up in that show because, she's apparently part of the Republic now as of last episode. And same thing with those, oh gosh, I can't remember the actor's name. He was in Kim's Convenience. That's a show that he's mainly from, but he's a huge Star Wars fan. He's the one in Mandalorian that's been flying around in the X-Wings, and that'd be great to see that side of the New Republic kind of forming again and trying to hold up the creation of the First Order, because I think that's what this show has kind of kind of slid across, like subtly. It's like subtly hinting at the creation of Snoke through possibly Grogu's genes and all that type of stuff. And I really hope that that show actually has more about the First Order and how they were able to come into power even though the New Republic was around. Unfortunately, we did not get any footage from any of these Star Wars series, but we did get to see a behind-the-scenes sizzle reel of the Cassian Andor show called Andor. Simple as that. And I absolutely love Diego Luna. He is just, every time, before Rogue One was coming out, he was in some interviews, and he was just talking about how he's such a big fan of Star Wars, and he has this relationship with his dad all about Star Wars, and his entire passion for this project. And he says in this sizzle that, as soon as he was signed onto it, he knows that his character was going to die, and he's like, oh man, I just get to be in this universe for one movie, and as great as that seems, he just kind of wish he was in it more. And of course they're going to give this guy more because of his just passion of him just talking about this series is what gets me excited for it. And just the passion behind it. And all the concept images that they showed akin to, the Mandalorian credits images, all those look great. So I'm actually really pumped for this show. I know some people are not as excited for it because what exactly can you show on this show? But to show the underbelly of the rebellion and the underbelly of the Empire, and show how maybe some of the rebels are a lot more cruel and harsh and do the dirty work, and how they kind of do some terrible things for the greater good, and maybe even get into how some of the Empire only does certain bad things because they're just told what to do and they don't know any better. So hopefully he gets into that aspect of this. It's supposed to be some sort of underground thriller type show, and I'm very excited for this. And probably the thing that most people are talking about is the Obi-Wan Kenobi show that they finally officially showed a logo for. That's all they gotta show us. And this entire presentation had a lot of, we're gonna show you some early stuff of this show, and that's exactly what they said for Obi-Wan, but it was only for the investors. So it's probably some really rough behind the scenes type things that they don't want to show the audience just yet. But they did announce that Hayden Christensen is coming back as Darth Vader. Whether he's going to be in the suit or you're going to see his face of him all messed up in the back of the tank, or I don't know, some flashbacks maybe they even get more into the relationship between Obi-Wan and Anakin, and how they kind of pitch this as the rematch of the century. This is going to be the greatest rematch of all time because their fight in Revenge of the Sith was incredible. And if their fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader in this series is anything close to that of Revenge of the Sith, this is going to be really interesting to watch, and I'm pumped for this thing. We did get to see a trailer for the Bad Batch animated show that is going to be kind of the spin-off of the Clone Wars, and those episodes of the final season of Clone Wars was good. I really liked them. I thought it had, I love the clones. Those clones have a really good rapport with each other in the actual show itself. I thought they were fun and interesting characters, but I wasn't really blown away. I know they announced that they're going to do a spin-off show from then, and even watching this trailer, I wasn't really excited for it again. I'm not really sure where this show takes place, if it takes place after the Clone Wars or if it takes place during the Clone Wars, or maybe both. I don't know. I'm not exactly pumped for this show. It looked kind of cool. I'm not on my knees begging to see this thing. I'd rather see pretty much everything else that I've talked about before I watch this one, but it's there. One thing that does have me excited is this new Star Wars Visions thing, which they're taking a bunch of anime directors that are really well known and established, and they're bringing them into the Star Wars universe to do these short stories in the Star Wars universe, this anthology show where they can really do whatever they want to go into any era that they want. And I really hope that this can be something cool, and the visual style of it is what gets me most excited, because Star Wars was based on the old Japanese samurai films, so why not get some Japanese animation and that style and bring that into Star Wars and have this really great animated short stories. And then we got the Lando show, which they didn't really talk too much about this. I know they're getting the Dear White People director, or I think showrunner, something like that, but they're getting that person to run this show, and they didn't really necessarily say who is going to be running or who's going to be the star of the show. Is it going to be Donald Glover, or is it going to be Billy D. Williams, or is it going to be both? That could be interesting. So this show is going to be a limited one as well. I believe there's a few series that are going to be a limited series, as in one season. Ahsoka might be that. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but definitely Obi-Wan Kenobi and this one are going to be limited series, limited to just one. I think they called it an event series. So that's exciting, because what else can they do event series on? Just quick 6-episode just movie, pretty much cut into 30-minute episodes, and that is very exciting for me, which we'll get into the Marvel side of things with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where that's basically, they said, is a movie cut into 6 parts, and that's just exciting to me. And then we have the Russian doll creator doing this show called Acolyte, and what in the world is this thing? They got into a point on every section of this presentation where they just started listing things off, like the droids thing that they mentioned very briefly. I'm not really too excited about that. It's supposed to be a new character, following around the R2 and 3PO on some CGI/animated adventure, and that's going to be probably really goofy and silly, more in towards kids. But this Acolyte show from the Russian doll creator, are you kidding me? How do you gloss that one over? I mean, it's probably in the very, very basic stages of pre-production, but dang, this thing sounded interesting. For one, it's taking place during the High Republic, which if you guys don't know what the High Republic is, I'm probably not the person to ask, but what I do know is it's about the Jedi at their prime, and I'm not sure when this takes place in terms of the Sith, because Kathleen Kennedy was definitely talking about how it's going to have a dark side angle to it, and even the logo looks like that, so it's probably going to follow one of the Sith, and like a cat and mouse type thing where it's supposed to be like a mystery thriller maybe. I honestly, I have no idea. I'm completely spitballing about this one. I have no idea what this one's going to be about, but I mean, they're getting to the High Republic. So my question for you guys is the High Republic the era in which, I know the Jedi are at their highest, but is the Sith also at their highest? Is this before the Rule of Two was instated? I'm not exactly sure the timeline of all of that, but this entire thing, the fact that they glossed over it, I tweeted about it. It's like, what is this the thing that you glossed over of everything that you guys have announced? This one's probably the most exciting and the most different, and I just like, you just glossed over it. Where did it go? It's so good. And then I'll briefly mention Willow, which I've never seen the original Willow, but I mean, what they showed looked cool. And then Children of Blood and Bone. I believe it's a book series that they're adapting, and this is the first thing that Lucasfilm has done that's different from Indiana Jones, which they also talked about, or Star Wars, or anything like that. They're finally dipping their toes in they said this original concept that's never been done on film. So it's not necessarily completely original from Lucasfilm, which is what I thought it was at first. It is based off of a book series, but hey, apparently they have great source material to go off of, and just their premise that they set on stage sounded really interesting, so you know what, I'm on board too. And last but not least, we got the Star Wars films, which of course you got Rogue Squadrons, which is a new movie from the director of Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 1984, Patty Jenkins. She had an awesome video she put up on her social media about how her father was a fighter jet pilot and how she's always wanted to make the greatest fighter pilot movie of all time, and then she walks over to an X-Wing because yes, this will be the greatest fighter pilot movie of all time. I cannot wait for this thing. Of course, I mean, it's called Rogue Squadron, so if you guys know what that is, that's the group that Luke ran in the original trilogy, after kind of sort of based off of the name that was given to Rogue One in that movie, and so that whole sort of tie-in. I'm not exactly sure when this movie takes place. Is it after the new trilogy? Is it before? Is it after the original trilogy? When does this movie take place? I have no idea. You guys probably know more. People are freaking out about this. I'm clearly not as knowledgeable. Like the Star Wars Explained was saying, oh, they've been waiting for this movie their entire life, and honestly, I'm not sure what you mean by that. I don't know if this is like a Legends book. I think there was a Legends book about this. I'm clearly not as knowledgeable in this, so also let me know what all this is about. But I'm excited because of Patty Jenkins and that video that she put out. That is what sold me on it. This fast, action-packed, just Top Gun in space. That's what I want to see. I want to see Top Gun in space, and it looks like that's exactly what it's going to be. And then, of course, they briefly mentioned the Taika Waititi Star Wars movie, which they showed a couple images. It looked bright and colorful, and this image of this, like, triangular ship in space, like floating towards like a planet, super colorful, looked really trippy and bizarre. Taika Waititi can do no wrong in my eyes, and his episode of Mandalorian was, until this season, the best of the show. So I don't know, everything that guy touches turns to gold. So I'm very, very excited for whatever he does. It's going to be new, original. His humor is going to be injected into it. And I think since he proved it with that episode of Mandalorian, I think this could work very well. And I do want to see something new from Star Wars. I mean, obviously when you do something new in Star Wars and different that nobody really expects, of course it's going to go over so incredibly well. Yeah, Last Jedi fans, I mean, or I guess haters, I'm a fan of that movie because I like them doing stuff new and different, and I like some different styles put into Star Wars, and I'm hoping that's what this is. We're probably most likely guaranteed not going to get the Rian Johnson trilogy that was planned, but maybe this has it's bits and pieces from that he's going to bring into this new world of Star Wars that they're creating, and I'm excited for anything that Taika Waititi does. And that is everything from the Star Wars section. I've realized that I've gone like 15 minutes in, and I just talked about Star Wars. So we're going to actually end off the video here, and we're going to do separate videos for the Disney section and the Marvel section. They're probably going to be shorter than this one. So thanks guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Comment below what you guys thought of all of these things. And of course, subscribe to see my Disney video and my Marvel video that will also come out later today. 4 videos in one day. It's going to be exciting, guys. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all in all those ones.